What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on the Bedrock edition. Now, a few things have changed since our last episode. I've got rid of our wheat patch because we don't really need to be breeding the cows right this second. And to be honest with you, they just kept on getting trampled. So I got rid of that and I went ahead and built a little pumpkin patch for what we're going to be cracking out at the beginning of this episode. So let's just crack all of these out. Now, I did manage to find a slime chunk. I triple checked it and then quadruple checked it to make sure that it was an actual slime chunk. And I dug out an area, waited around for about 5-6 hours, no slime spawned. So then I dug it out a bit more, put in a couple of platforms, waited for another 6-7 hours and still no spawns. So then I went back on the website and checked it again. I checked it along, I think it was 3 different algorithm websites that mark it out, and every single one of them said that this chunk is the closest chunk to me that is an actual slime chunk. So what I've gone ahead and done, oh yeah, the changes that I've made here, I've done the hallway going down to the nether portal. I'm not too happy about this little spot here because it's only 2 high. I don't think it looks that great compared to when it's like 3 high or even 2 high, the gap in between the fence posts and the half slabs. So I may change this up. I may drop the logs down by 1, or drop the floor down by a half slab, drop the logs by 1, and then just have like the lip of the obsidian coming out by the looks of it. Yeah, not too sure about that. Now over this side I've dug out an area because what I actually want is like a water feature just underneath, well just underneath that, just above that dirt there is the actual river that's to the side of our little hobbit hole. And so I want a water feature. I'm going to build up the back wall probably with cobblestone and andesite, just to sort of tie it into the natural sort of theme that I think we're going to be going for. And then do like a sort of waterfall feature coming down underneath, and I'm going to be digging it out this way to create a little man-made river sort of thing running underneath this bridge. So yeah, hopefully that will come out looking nice. I think it's looking fairly decent as it is at the moment. I need to get rid of all these torches, but I need some more glowstone as I've run out of that. I used my last 2 bits doing this bit, and as you can see I've done my best to get rid of most of the torches. This torch doesn't actually have to be here, but we are going to need a couple of torches on this fence. And just so, are they the right ones? No, they're not. That odd. Go back. There we go. So yeah, we're going to need to get some more glowstone to do the ceilings, and obviously the walkways I'm going to want to light up over this area as well. But as I was saying regarding the slime issues, we can't actually crack on with our mob farm, the spider farm, because the only way of bringing them down to 1-hit kill is by crushing them. Spiders, I don't think there is a way of getting spiders to take full damage unless you drop them down a hole that is probably at least about a 5x5 hole, and you have to drop them down the exact center just so that they don't grab onto the walls. And obviously trying to implement that into a mob farm design is impossible. So I got extremely fed up with waiting around to see if slimes were going to spawn. Now the closest swamp to us is, I believe it's like 2,500 blocks away, which means that may be our last sort of result if we absolutely have to. But as you can see here, I took it to the extreme and I dug out the entire slime chunk now. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to do a quick 3rd-person time lapse of me building a very quick and simple basic slime farm. It's just going to be water streams at the bottom. I still need to hop in the nether and grab some magma cube blocks, because that's going to be the way that we're killing them. We've got no deserts in our area, so we can't use the cactus technique. So we're going to have to use a hopper minecart system underneath magma blocks to kill them off. Either that or an iron golem. Now, after building 2 platforms, I done like a little iron golem trap, and I actually AFK'd it overnight, and that was about 12 hours. But what I think it is that the limited room of spawning for the slimes in this chunk is just being completely overrun by hostile mobs spawning on the surface, because the slime spawning chances are a lot lower than the standard hostile mob spawning. And obviously when it gets to night time and there's numerous caves around here, that I think it was just chewing up the mob cap for the amount of room that we actually had for slimes to be able to spawn. using only 2 or 3 platforms, so free gap in between each platform, and it's 39 down to Bedrock. So Bedrock's levels obviously going to be raised by about 4 or 5 blocks, and then we're going to need at least a 4 block gap above that. So that's going to be about 10, and then so we're going to have about and Mr. Moody's online. Add him and annoy him if you really want to. I'll be quite happy if you did. Now we should be able to get around about 7 platforms, I think, in. This chunk is 3 wide gap all around it. So the inner 16 by 16 is the actual slime chunk. And I've dug it out 3 wide gap all the way around, so that way whichever way the slimes decide to jump off the platforms, they've got enough room, whether they're big, medium or small, that they've got enough room to fall straight down into the water system that we're going to have down below. But that's me trying to talk as quick as possible. But oh yeah, on the bright side, we have actually managed to grab an absolute ton of cobblestone should we ever need to build anything large out of cobblestone. We've got a little bit of lapis, some redstone, bit of coal, some iron, and I also had to hop in the nether, go mining for quartz just to get the levels to enchant a pickaxe. And I finally managed to get one. I actually added our original unbreaking one onto this. It came out with Silk Touch and Efficiency 4. Now our second pickaxe is one that I done on a level 28 enchant, and I got Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 3. So I then done a 31 and I got Silk Touch and Efficiency 4. I whacked our Unbreaking onto that one. So we've actually got a fairly decent pickaxe, and I would have much preferred having a Fortune 3 pickaxe, but Silk Touch would actually be slightly more handy. That way we can just re-pick up our bookshelves, because clearly we're not going to be keeping our enchantment system just hanging off of our ceiling like that. We're actually going to want to replace that over at our XP farm once we're finally done. But what I'm going to do now is crack on with the third person time lapse of me getting on with this slime farm, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Alright guys, so it's actually now I think it's 2 days after I finished doing that time lapse. Hopefully you enjoyed the time lapse, hopefully it's come out alright. I'll quickly show you what I've done to change it up a bit. I've actually had to add in some more, if we actually get a better vantage point. Let me just grab some blocks, just so I can show you. Now I've added some more of the jack-o'-lanterns to light it up because we're getting standard hostile mobs spawning on the outer rim. So obviously from the time lapse it's changed a little bit. I've added some more blocks. Now I've chosen to put grass down just purely for the aesthetics of it. It's not necessary, but I think it looks a lot nicer. And in the future, if I choose to change up the walls, at least the platforms themselves will look alright. Now I was getting a little bit worried because I was getting no slime spawning at all, as you could probably see during the time lapse. And then I went AFK overnight, and I had like I think it was about 4 or 5 slime balls. So then after that night, I went out and I lit up all of the caves in the area that I could possibly find. Now, I've done a lot of caving in the area already, so I can't imagine there should be any more caves in the near vicinity that haven't been lit up. As you can see, there's lava light directly above our head here. I did go for our collection system. I went to grab some magma blocks from the nether. I've got a hopper minecart running back and forth. Now we have, if I get off of the chest, as you can see, I done another night of AFKing and I did manage to get, I think it was just over 3 stacks of slime balls. So one good thing is that this is most definitely a slime chunk. So that's been confirmed, which I'm very happy about. And another thing is that we've actually got enough slime balls to do what I plan on doing in today's episode. Although this episode is going to be spanning over me recording for about 4 or 5 days worth of game time or AFK time. But yeah, I thought we'd get this slime farm just knocked out of the way because we've got no swamps near us. Otherwise, I just would have went and hit up a swamp for slime balls. But I'm quite happy. Now, the only bad thing about it is that compared to the console edition, if I was to do this farm on console edition, one night AFK in, that double chest would have been filled like within the first hour to 2 hours. So obviously the slime spawns on Bedrock edition are a lot less frequent than it is on the console, which is one bad thing, but we've got enough slime balls to do what we're planning to do today, which is actually to get our XP farm up and running, because I've had to repair this diamond pickaxe I think 4 times now, and it's getting to like level 10s and 12s for me to be able to repair it. I've not been using our silk touch one only for gathering diamonds, like as and when I find them. So we've got 18 diamond ore for when we finally get a fortune pickaxe. But what I will go and do now is that for me to fully explain on how I'm doing this spider spawner farm, spider XP farm, is for me to actually take you into my redstone test world. So I'm going to hop over there and I'll run you through exactly how it is all going to be set up. Okay, now that we're over in our redstone test world, as you can see, I've got the setup here where obviously our killing chamber is, but I'll quickly run you through on how it's all done. Now, this took me quite a long time to figure out an efficient way of doing it. So up here, we've got our spider spawner. Now, obviously, the drop doesn't need to be nearly as far as this. I was just making sure that the spiders, as soon as they spawn, were dropping out of range of the actual spawner. But I believe you only actually have to drop them, I think it's a minimum of 6 or 7 blocks away from the spawner for them to be out of the immediate range, so then it can carry on spawning them. Because once there's 5 or more spiders within range of the spawner, it will then stop spitting out spiders. So I've just dropped it down just so it was easier for me to work with. Now, because there's light coming in, the spawns are going to be a lot less. So if we cover that back up, this thing will spin up and then kick out some more. And then I'll show you on how it all works down there. Now I'm going for, I think for this one I went for a 13 by 13 area. Now in my current world, my actual Let's Play world, I'm only going to do an 11 by 11. I know that for a spawner to work, it needs to, I think it's like 4 blocks out from the actual spawner that they can spawn up to. but spiders are 1.4 blocks wide, and if they choose to spawn on this edge just here, like right on the edge, that means that they could then take up that full block there, and then they can also take up some of that block right there. So the area that I've dug out is a lot bigger than what I would usually do for a standard spawner. But yeah, this is sort of area sort of size that I'm going for. It will drop straight down into a very basic water stream, and then it will drop down here. Now just above here, because it's too high, this is mainly to deal with the skeleton jockeys or spider jockeys. When they come down, what will happen, because they're jumping up and down in the water, the normal spiders don't tend to actually make it that high into this water. Occasionally, one rarely does make it up there, and they do take suffocation damage, and then they usually end up falling down. But once this hits here, the spider jockeys, the skeletons usually get knocked off, and then they go up into this water, and then they'll just die. The rest of the spiders will funnel in just down there. So if we get back out of here and patch that back up, they'll then get funneled down into a separate water stream, which will then push them down to a main water stream, which will push them along up to a water elevator, which is a 2x2 wide water elevator. And because it's synced either side, so you've got 2 blocks either side of the water sources going all the way up, the spiders won't actually suffocate, because every other block they're going to be getting air going up, and they go up it for perfectly fine. Now when they reach the top here, the water will stop. I think it's around about 3 or 4 blocks below our killing chamber, and then what will happen is that spiders, once they target a player, they will naturally try to make their way up to a player. If they're unable to find a clear path to the player, they will hit the wall. As soon as the first wall that comes along towards the player's location, they will hit and climb instantly up. But this is our killing chamber. Now we should actually start having some more spawns. As you can see, they're just going along in the water stream up there, and then they'll work their way up. Now we've got 2 separate sections of this killing chamber. One is just a simple piston separator, just to stop the ones from underneath collecting in the section while you're crushing them. So while that does that, there should be a button just up here, and then we press that, they will usually get crushed, and then there will be 1 hit kill for a stone sword. Now ones that take a little bit of suffocation damage down there may die when you do that, but otherwise they're just 1 hit kill with a stone sword. And I've got the fence gates here because obviously with this sort of crushing system, I tried having a crushing system with pistons pushing blocks into the side of them, and each time it done that, when the blocks got retracted, it would drag the spiders with them and continue to crush them, which would end up just killing them and you wouldn't get the XP for. So I've had to do a sticky piston up the top with 4 slime blocks connected to 4 blocks underneath to actually do the crushing, and then they're crushed between the pistons that come out like that. Now these gates are literally here just so that you can hopefully collect the drops. I'll probably have the other side open in my Let's Play, so then I can do that from the other side. So it'll probably be like, I think it's that one and that one, and then we'll probably move the redstone to go up and over sort of thing. And then that way we can collect all the drops, but otherwise I'm not too sure how you can possibly do it. I'm not 100% sure. Can you move hoppers with sticky pistons? You know what? I've really got to clear my inventory. Let's just get rid of all of that. Let's just quickly check to see if you can move hoppers. I don't believe you can move hoppers. I know you can move chests in Bedrock Edition, but can you move hoppers? Let's just grab a sticky piston, hopper, lever lever. Okay, so you can push them and you can pull them, but do they keep their orientation? So if we had, say, a hopper facing into there and into there, obviously that one is not necessary, because obviously it's not going to pull 2 of them along, but I was thinking that for the separating, if this does work, we could actually have a chest here at the front with hoppers being pushed either side underneath, So that way when you kill them, the drops will then just get funneled in. So let me experiment with this quickly. If we put a chest here, and let's say this is extended, if we were to then throw, say, come on, go in there. Just throw some string into the hopper, and that should be sitting in there. Now if we move it back, will that then get put into this chest, is what I'm wondering. And yeah, it is. So, well, yeah, that's definitely the way we're probably going to go with it. I'm going to have to double check it though. How can I possibly check this? If we get rid of you guys, if we put a double chest just there, all of these spiders are probably going to go flipping out. So let's get rid of you. And then we want, can we get out fly mode? Thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then let's replace our obsidian. Our obsidian's there because we got the slime blocks, and otherwise it will drag the blocks with it. So if we were to then pull them back, all these spiders will come up, and they're all looking very comfortable there. We then close the hoppers, we use our crusher. Yeah, see, because the hoppers counted as a transparent block, I'm assuming that it's just going to sort of glitch them through and then they're just going to pop back up. So unfortunately it may have been a good idea, but it's not going to work, is it? And now they're all bailing out the back and dying. So, oh, where are you off to, mate? Well, yeah, this is a system, obviously our collection system. We're going to have to work out a little bit when I build it in my actual world. But as opposed to the actual collection, the crusher is get out of there, mate. And peace out. There we go. Our crusher is just on a comparator timer, and it's just 6 comparators. And what happens is that when you use it, the signal will slowly wear its way down, just so to the point where it's crushed them enough. And then that will be like 1 hit kill with a stone sword. Right, let's just patch that back up. Bring these blocks back. Really? Go away. So, yeah, open. And I've got rid of the fence post, haven't I? Oh my god. Such a mess working in this world sometimes, really. So, oh, there. Okay, so that's our separator, crusher, taking damage, and then they should be 1 hit kill. I'm not sure if they're 1 hit kill with a punch. No, how many punches? So they're 1.5 hearts after the crusher, which ain't too bad, and stone swords are extremely cheap to make. So yeah, I've gone on a little bit too much in this redstone test world. I'm gonna hop back over into my other world and I'll show you the progress that I've been making. Alright, so sorry for that extended cut into our redstone test world. I did tend to go on a little bit, especially when a new sort of idea comes into my mind. I had no idea that you can move hoppers around like that. But that is definitely something that we could look into in the future when it comes to designing new farms. But I'll show you the progress that I've been making over here. So I've started to dig this area out. It is quite big. How big is the area that I've dug out? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I wanted it to be an even number, so it's 14 by 14. More than enough room either side for them to spawn. I still have to dig it down another, I'd say safely. How many below are we already? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to take it down at least another 3 layers, so then it will be over 8 layers down before the spiders start getting funneled out. So they're out of the spawn range of the mob spawner. But what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get the majority of this all built, because I've showed you how it's all going to be, and the majority of this is going to be hidden underground, so it's going to be very hard for me to show you all of the ins and outs of it after I've built it. But yeah, I'll bring you back once it comes ready for us knocking off the torches and whatnot. So I'm going to crack on and I'll see you back shortly. Alright, now work has been done. It's actually a good couple of hours later. It's as you can probably tell from my armor, my helmet's busted, all of my armor's pretty much wrecked. I accidentally washed away all the torches around the spider, just because I've been using the ice blocks. I went, thank God we had Silk Touch because I had to do the spider elevator and then place all of that water. So I went over to the, I think it's the Cold Tiger biome, where the river's frozen, harvest up a load of ice, and then I accidentally placed ice there, thinking I still had my Silk Touch pickaxe. I hit it and it wasn't. And yeah, badness ensued after that. I got knocked down into the water with all the spiders and they were spawning. Almost died, but managed to make it out, lit it all back up, so it's sort of ready to go. Now, I've got the item elevator in. Not the item elevator, I've got the spider elevator. I keep on going to say item elevator for some reason. We've got our little cut-off point there, so then no more spiders can get fed in. And then we've got our crushing system. And that should be just enough time to take them down to one hit with a stone sword. And then you can open it, and then it lets the next lot come back in. Now, as for collecting the items, I couldn't figure out a way of making hoppers work there without it being acted like a transparent block. So what I have gone ahead and done is underneath the bottom bit here where the spiders actually come up to the water elevator, I've put 4 hoppers at the bottom and I've put a chest down here just so that I can access it. And there's one thing that I've realised that is really bugging me in the Bedrock edition is that you go down in water so slowly. So I've had to make a separate quick drop and a normal water elevator. I could just use ladders to get up and down, but it takes a lot longer than the water elevator. And then the quick drop, you could just fall straight down. But like if I was trying to come down in this water elevator, yeah, I don't know why, but you just go down in water so slow. And it was driving me insane, so I'd just done a quick drop to be able to get down to the chest if I need to. And for our facade, I've just gone with the spruce wood. We're going to be well, I will be decorating most of this off camera, because that's just going to be me clearing out stuff while I'm doing the XP. But I thought I'd bring you back just to do the testing of it, because I've not actually tested to see if it all works yet or not. The design is pretty much replica to what I showed you in my redstone test world, but there were a slight few changes that I made with the water streams. Like the water stream where it goes down into the first ditch in my redstone test world, it was a 2-block drop. There's only a 1-block drop and then a 2-block drop for the center stream that pushes them towards the elevator. Now I'm hoping that works out alright, but I really don't know. I'm trying my best to make sure that I don't accidentally break this spawner, otherwise I'm going to be really annoyed. Get rid of you. And then final block. Okay, and then we're going to have to make sure that spiders don't actually spawn on top. So we'll just block that off like that. And then we'll break you and you. And then you and you. And then from this distance, the spiders will be far enough away from the spawner that they should carry on spawning. Now, I'm going to be trying my best to make some sort of viewing window, but it would mean that I'd need to keep this area semi-dark, not to affect the spawn rate, because you have the chance of anywhere between... Oh my god, yep, I've definitely made a boo-boo. I forgot to block this bit off, didn't I? Hold on. That could have gone a lot worse than what that actually went. Now, how is it I want to do this? I'm thinking probably spruce wood gates. Have we got any more spruce wood? We've got 8 planks, 4 sticks. Is that enough to make... we can make 1 gate. Oh no, I think we can make 2. There we go. Now, can they get out of gates? Oh my god, how is it I don't know these things? They shouldn't be able to get out of gates because they're too wide, and I should still be able to hit them fine. So, let's see. Can you get out? Yes, they can indeed get out. Okay, look. Get lost. Okay, let's close that back up for a second while we try to figure this out. How did I do this in my last one? Did I just have like half slabs there or something? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. I was just trying to make that gate fall back down. Come on then. My iron sword's about to break as well. Yeah, I should have been a little bit more prepared for this, but clearly not. We should just be able to use half slabs. We've got half slabs on us. No. And I don't know if XP orbs can make it underneath half slabs. Obviously, we'll change these out for spruce wood as long as it works. So, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that way we should still be able to hit them fine. Let them all come up. They can't get out. Thank God. You should still be spinning up and spawning more spiders. So, spiders should be working their way through. It does take quite a while for it to spin up and then actually spit some out. Let's grab some cobblestone. Make it a little bit darker in there. And there we go. But it does look like they're making it up the elevator and up into this section fine. And it looks like that they're leaving the area quick enough. Well, more than quick enough before this thing spins up for the next cycle. Come on. Now, I'm not sure if the mob cap outside of spawners affects the amount of mobs that a spawner can spawn. I know that in my redstone test world that I left it running. Oh, there we go, we had 4 then. I had it running for around about 45 minutes and it didn't actually reach the cap, and I had around about 100 odd spiders there. So I'm hoping it's the sort of same for here. So that way I can sort of AFK for about 20 minutes, half hour while I do other stuff. Come back, kill the spiders, and then just like rinse and repeat. We'll close that up and let's just check our crushing system after this next batch sort of makes its way up. I can't really hear them that well. Let me turn up my volume more then. There we go. I don't like how low we are though. Not how low, how high. If we do that, and let's say we're going to be out of range of the spawner right this second, so no more is going to spawn until we're around about here. The range of it will be 16 blocks, which will be this block right here. So whenever we are over around this side, we can go anywhere around here and we're still going to be activating that spawner. But let's see if we can whack some half slabs just down here. Obviously, cosmetically, all of this is probably going to change. I'm going to keep the spruce wood, and I'll probably use the spruce wood logs and maybe some hidden lighting. There we go with my T's. Hidden lighting in the ceiling somehow. Also want to get some redstone lamps, so then I can turn on and off the spawner whenever I want to. But if we're down here, that is like perfect hitting range. So let us just stop any more from coming up. And let's see if our crusher works. Hopefully they don't die. Okay, so they're still all alive. Have we got any more sticks on us? We've got 2 more planks, which I think we can make some sticks out of. And then stone sword. Awesome. Now this should be just 1-hit kills now with the stone sword. Oh, it's not 1-hit kill. Which means I may have to extend that timer. Yeah, I think it's like 2-hit kills per spider. But it looks like that we're collecting the XP fine from here. Let's kill all of these guys. Yeah, and see, because we can't collect them drops, so if we then let them down, all the drops should drop down through the water to the hoppers. And then let's just make sure that's all working fine. We've got all of our other garbage in there. And yeah, so 4 spider's eyes, 14 string. Start ourselves off. Let's throw this other garbage in there. And that should give us enough wool and stuff for any sort of decoration things that we may need. String also for redstone mechanics should we need tripwire hooks. But yeah, it looks like it's fully functioning. I'm just going to have to probably... I'm not sure if it's because I've got the button on this side. Beforehand I had the button over on the opposite side. So let's quickly check if that's the case. Did I just break the button? Yeah, I thought you could just punch them off. Apparently you can't. I need some smooth stone. Gravel. Smooth stone anywhere? Come on, I've got to have some smooth stone. Let's throw you in, throw you in. Sorry. Got a bit of a frog in my throat at the moment. Oh, there we go, stone. Button, stone. Unless, is it because it's a... I did not want a pressure plate. Why am I doing that? I wanted to see if I could... I've used up all of my wood, haven't I? I've got a wooden button here. I think it might be because I had a wooden button. I'm fairly sure the signal of a wooden button is longer than a stone button. So we'll try that first of all. And then let's give it a go. That definitely seemed longer. Yeah, and then it's one hit kill. So it was just the fact that I had a stone button and not a wooden button. Because the wooden button actually stays active. I think it's for like 2 ticks longer. Which is just enough time to take them down to 1 hit kill with a stone sword. Which is absolutely excellent. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave this run for a little bit, just see what sort of max I can get up to. But for today's episode, I think I've gone on a little bit long enough. We've got quite a lot done. We've got a complete slime farm done, which was very quick and simple. Well, for you guys to watch. It took me a fair good few hours to dig that area out and set it all up. But we got that done. We've got our first XP farm, which is a spider farm, which is working pretty good as far as I can see. I'm going to be giving it a very good test because I'm determined to get a fortune pickaxe by the beginning of our next episode. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully I didn't go on too long in our redstone test world because I'm worried about the length of the video. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.